Namaste, I am Dr. Suresh Isave, Associate Professor, Tilak College of Education, Pune. Today I am going to give a demonstration on Cisco WebEx Meeting. You can say it's app or software. But before that, I would like to thank NCERT officials for giving me this grand opportunity to be a part of nationwide mission, that is COVID-19 Learn from Home. So it's my honor to be a part of this series. So thank you very much. Friends, I'm going to give the demonstration how Cisco WebEx Meeting app can be used for video conferencing. In this today's session, I'm going to focus on installation, key settings, and other functions. Friends, my humble request to everyone, whatever educational app you want to use, you take a tour first. Generally what happens, whenever some technical software or some app is required, we ask someone and we start using. So generally we do not take some official training to use that app. If it is there, it is well and good. If it is not there, as a learner, we should take a tour of that particular app or software. Learning few of the facilities may not be sufficient to make use of that particular app or software. Similar things are applied for WebEx meeting. You have to take a tour of application and of website of WebEx to understand all the features of it. Especially as a teacher, when you are using in a school scenario for students, it's very essential that you should know all the features of it for the safety of your students and for the sake of academic purpose. So WebEx Meeting app is a free version app. Of course, there are paid version of this app are available. But today I am talking about the free version of WebEx meetings. In this, 100 participants are allowed and 1 hour duration is allowed. With this, we can schedule the meeting, we can invite the people by sharing the meeting. We can have, of course, the video conferencing, screen sharing, chatting, and notes is one of the different features added by the WebEx. So in this feature, all participants can prepare a note so that can be stored and shared with everyone. We can have the host control, so to manage the meeting smoothly, we can record the meetings and we can see we can preserve the records of the meeting. Friends, I am talking about the free version, and in free version these all facilities are there. So let us see how to install this app. First, you need to go to the website of webex.com. Find out there are different versions of the WebEx. So you go for the WebEx meeting app. Then download the version suitable to your machine. If you are downloading it on your smartphone, go to the Play Store and find out the WebEx Meetings app. Remember, WebEx Meeting, WebEx Teams and some other versions are there, but those are some paid versions and for different purpose. What I am talking about, the WebEx Meetings app. So download from here. Once you download, there will be sign up process. Generally, how do we sign up with the any app or any software? Similar process is here. Register your email ID, your name, your mobile number. Then they will send you a link to verify that email, and then your account will be created. In this process of verification of your email and your user, they ask you put the website. So friends, remember, when you received the mail, in this mail the website is mentioned, so you write it somewhere or you copy and paste it somewhere, because it's many time it is going to require you to register your username and password for the app. So remember, when you receive that email, the website will be mentioned over there, what website they have given to us. So we are operating the WebEx meeting app by using this particular address. So after signing up, let us go for the settings. Friends, knowing some of the features are not enough for anything. Generally what happens when someone tells me that about they want to use some application, they just ask how to join the meeting and how to on and off the video and mic, and that's it. So that's not sufficient for the learning any app, any software. And as a teacher, I always mention that you should know all the features, and that's why I'm taking a tour, a detailed tour of the setting of this app. And you should remember, we should know each and every feature of every app that we are using, especially for our students, because it's a part of the safety, it's a part of security. We may not be technically so sound, or we may not be engineer of this, but we should know what to do and what happened because of what. That's why before starting a meeting, we should know the settings, and I'm going to show you how to make the settings. This is how the software look like. This is the, I'm giving this demonstration on the laptop. So when this is signing up and it's ready to use, then do not start any meeting unless you know all the features. So first click on the setting button, then these options will appear, then click on the preference. Preference is nothing but a kind of setting. These are very important feature. I request to each and everyone, please listen it carefully. In preferences, first is general. There are two options over here. First, always show Cisco Meeting desktop app panel on the top of the desktop, and start a Cisco Web Meetings desktop app when window is start. It means you are using it or not, it has to be always on their desktop. And I have observed it, whenever this app is on their desktop, they use our microphone. So I think that is not a good thing for us. And it happens with every app. It's not only about the WebEx. Whatever video conferencing app you use, if that is open, means they are going to use your microphone and your camera. Otherwise they may not work. So that's why you do not click over here. I have kept it unclicked because I don't want them to use my microphone and camera. That's why whenever I want to use it, I will just go into the program and I will open that app or software. So do not click here. Next is account. In account, they will show you the account information and the WebEx site URL. Remember, this URL is always helpful you to go and to log in on the site and to get the more information. So you should keep remember this WebEx site URL. Then my personal room. Friends, I am showing all these settings. You should know these things. Your personal room number is very important. Your PIN is very important. You can change this PIN, but not from here. It will show the information to you. Then meeting join options. Here these are some controls which are very useful as a teacher, as a host to you. You want to join the meeting, connected video devices. You want to show the video when you are joining or not, you can click or disclick it. Then computer, audio, phone, camera, and then about the audio connection. So it's showing the status if some phone numbers are saved. So I appeal you, I suggest you do not save any phone numbers over here, because that is not required absolutely, because this is web-based protocol, so we don't need to add the phone numbers in it. Then calendar. In calendar, I recommend you to click on WebEx meeting calendar instead of Microsoft Outlook or Google Calendar, because once you click on Microsoft Outlook or some other Google Calendar or something else, then they will have to access that information whatever is there in our calendar app. Now why Microsoft Outlook is here? Because I have given my email ID that is of Microsoft. That's why it showed the Microsoft Outlook. If you sign in with the Gmail, then the Google Calendar will be shown over here. So better to keep it WebEx meeting app. Then next, notification. It is about the notification settings. You go through it, what beep or what sounds will come over there, about that, and then the video system. If you want to join your other video device like television or something else or some camera, if you are working on desktop and you don't have camera, in that case this setting will be useful. So these are the some preferences shown in the app. Still we are not ready to start our conferences. There are many other settings we have to do it on the going to the website. Generally whatever and whenever we use some application, so all the features are not there in the app itself. They want to make app lighter in minimum size. They want to increase the size of the application or software, so that's why they keep the minimum features, minimum settings in the app. Most of the features are kept on the website. So whenever you want to make more settings, go to the website of that particular app. Now I am taking you to on the website of WebEx. Then I sign in so I can do the rest of the settings. Now see here, in this panel I am showing you the left hand side all the settings. First, home. From here I can start a meeting. Though I don't have a software, from browser I can start a meeting. These are the history of the meetings that I attended, I organized. The second, meetings, upcoming meeting, the future meetings. If I have got invitation or I have planned something, so I can see all the details of all the meetings over here. I can select the range, 7 days, 30 days. Then next, when I click on past, I will see the previous meetings. I can select the range, so I can see all the records of the meeting. So that is very useful record keeping for us. Generally, if we require some to produce some proof that we have taken the meeting of on the particular day, so here are the record. This page can be used as a preservations of our records. Then recordings, whatever recording we have done before, it can be classified, it can be shown in this format. Everything is available here. In preferences, some tabs are there. First tab is general tab. Here the time zone is selected. This time zone is very important when we are sending the invitation to the participants, because in that message the time zone appears. And when we are organizing some international conferences, webinar, so this is very important to mention the time zone, so they will come to know the exact time. The language of this the WebEx and the server, the region. So the server is located in United States. So we can say this is the safe one. I have browsed the other regions, but there is no specific region for India. So better you select the United States. That is what I think one of the safest servers for WebEx. Then sign-in accounts are very important. Do not make sign-in, do not make connect to the WebEx with the other your account, because that is not required absolutely. What happens if you require, if you connect it? Then if it is connected, it means the WebEx can access all the information related to Google account, or all the access of Microsoft account, or all the access of Facebook. So if you don't require, and I think it is not required to connect this account, because I don't find any meaning to connect this account with this WebEx, because I simply just want to conduct the meeting conferences for my students or for teachers. So I don't think there is any requirement to connect this account with the WebEx. Friends, I will come slowly on how to use it actually, but before that we should know few of the things, that how to use it securely. Okay, when problems occurs, at that place no one is with us to solve those problems. So better to see all the settings, and if some problem occurs, we should be solving this problem at our level. So these are the personal room details. In this personal room details, this notification feature is very important. See what is written over here: notify me by email when someone enters my personal room lobby while I am away. So when I am not there, I have not organized any meeting, but still someone appeared by any mean, maybe some hacking process, or maybe by mistake I left something, or I have already signed in my computer somewhere and someone tried to log in. So I should get the notification every time, so whether I am using that or not. So that is very important feature, friends, is the notification. So I should know about it. Audio video is not very important, where we can do much settings. In scheduling, send a copy of email to invitation to me, that is fine. It is so that will easy to keep the record of it. Now share the meeting content. This is very important feature of the WebEx. If you want to share recording, highlights, transcript of the meeting with the participants and invitees, and allow them to make the edits. So if you are the only host and you don't want to share anything, then don't click over here. But suppose you are working collaboratively, you all are on the same platform, and you want to give the record of all the meetings and all the record to everyone, then click over here. So once you click here, then every participant will receive the recordings and all the details of the meeting, and even they can edit it. So it depends on you whether you want to use that feature or not. And then recording options. So these all the recording can be seen over here. This is good database for us. Even though we lost it from our computer, it will be here on this site. So these settings are very important, friends, because we are using it for educational purpose, so we should be very much aware about it. Then when we go to insights, the statistics of our account is here. Then downloads, if you want to download some various versions of this app, it's available over there. You can download some extensions, and if you want to give some feedback about your issue or some problems, you can give from here. So you will receive immediately response from the WebEx expert team. After this left side setting, we are going for the in our account, which is here at right side, my profile, my contact, my report, and sign out. So from this our account, we can access our reports, the usage report and the meeting reports. So here if you click on usage report, you will find how you have used that app. If you click on the meeting recording reports, you will find all the details of it. I cannot show the sample of here because those are confidential things, but you can see it. Now let us start with the actual planning of the WebEx meeting. So let us see how to schedule the meeting. It's not difficult thing. You just click on schedule and you will find this one email attached to the account will be appear over here. So you just select the day and time and write the details and send to a person. You need to put the email IDs over here. So I would like to suggest, instead of making the meeting plan on the desktop, you go to the mobile application. It's easy because from here you directly send the invitation link to various participants. You don't need to have the email IDs. If you are using it on the desktop, you need to have the email IDs. If you are using a smartphone, so you don't need to have the email ID. You simply fill the details. You can see the details over here, time, schedule, and all these things, and the and then you can simply create the meeting and click on share button. This meeting is created. Then you can share WhatsApp or any other platform, and you can edit the few of the things. So that's why I recommend you to create a meeting on the smartphone, and then you can conduct a meeting later on the desktop. That is not the issue. So let us see how to start the meeting. You will see the notifications over here. How to start a meeting. The meeting has been started now. As a host, the meeting has been started. Now in this window, you will find different buttons over here. Again, you need to learn all the buttons. What buttons are there in the meeting? So this is the meeting going on. So this is mute, unmute, video. And the third option is share the content. Suppose I click on share, and now I will present a PowerPoint presentation over here. This window has been opened. This panel is appear, sharing panel is appear over here. Here you can share the content, you can share the multimedia, you can change, you have some additional operations on this panel. If you click on assign make this participant the presenter, or here you can make some changes, like you can allow to annotate, or you can make other participant as a presenter. These are some make on or off your video recording, stop and start recording. Then in participants, you can see the list of the participants, you can make the chat, and you can make the annotations over here. Then you click on more, you will find some options over here. One of the most important options is health checker. Health checker is not about our health, it's about the health of the computer system that we are using. So it will show how your network is good or not good. So they will make a test and they will tell you whether this much bandwidth is useful to you or not for this meeting. So this is about the technical health checking of the system. Then after stopping the sharing, you are coming back over here. These options, the sharing, the recording, the participant, the chat, and then click on this more options. You know about the lock options and these all things. One of the important feature is notes. Notes is nothing but the text message. See, in the notes option, you can see over here, this is the test meeting, this is the notes. Now whenever so this notes can be created by everyone, all can type in this if you allow to this. So whenever click on end meeting, it will ask you, do you want to save the meeting file, chat and notes. So these two different files will be shared, and that will be very useful for the meeting. Suppose everyone is making discussion, so that is very useful. So as a teacher, you can tell all the students to make notes on it, so these notes can be shared. Suppose you are joined with other teachers, so they can make a notes, so that notes can be saved, and it can be shared with this. So the notes files will be saved as a notepad file, and that can be used later on. Now how to manage the participants is easier, as simple as it is in the other video conferencing app. See, like presenter, if you want to change the role of the person, you can assign a presenter or host. You can annotate a particular person. If you are clicking on that, you can unmute a person, or unmute to all, or mute to all. You can go to you can chat personally or that particular person, or you can move to lobby someone else. If you want to talk something, you want to move someone else for temporary purpose or from out of meeting, then simply you can move a person into the lobby, and then you can add it later on. Lobby is nothing but a kind of waiting room. And last is expel, means you want to completely remove a particular participant from the meeting, then use expel. So these are very good features. Here you can change the views. You can see change the views. Different views are there. See, different views are here. Active speaker and thumbnail of video. These options are here on the top. From here, even you can take some actions on the participants, like mute, unmute, or chat, or make the participant presenter. So here even you can make the changes of it. Now let us see what other menus are there. So in the meeting room itself, in the conference room itself, there are some other options. You need to browse it, open and share. These features will be available only when the meeting is going on. So you can just open and share some poll. You can organize some poll over here. So other functions which are not there mentioned in the button, but those all are here. You can click on. See, you can see the chats. You can print the document or chat during the meeting itself. During the preference, you can see the chat. It's about the sound of the particular action taken by the participant. In views, you can manage the panels, whether that will appear during the meeting or not. In participant, you can disclick this, anyone can share, or you can click on anyone can share. So these are some more functions which are not available over here. So additional functions are given here. If you want to give the welcome message for everyone, so you can click on it and simply you can type and click on OK. So it will be presented to every participant. In the meeting options are very important. Here you can make some important settings, whether participants, you can control the participant right over here. Allow all participants to make notes or single note taker. So you can allow a particular person to take the notes. Okay, so instead of everyone is typing, you can simply click on single note taker. So only one person can type the notes, so that those can be shared with the students. If you want to share, enable the file transfer, so it can be happening. Then when you are sharing the content, you don't make any changes over here. Import mode, universal communication format is excellent for matching everything. Now these are some basic features. By using those, you can organize the meetings. You can use this WebEx for video conferencing. Beyond that, how you can use for educational purpose, if you want to know, there are resources available. You go to the WebEx app, WebEx website, you will find many resources for teachers available there. See, these are various resources available in the form of PDF, in the form of animated videos. So you can just go through it, so you will come to know how this particular application or software can be used for the teaching and learning purpose. See, these software, these PDF files are available. See, such tips are available, posters are available. These are tips given for the teacher, do's and don'ts are given. Ample of resources found on the website of WebEx. WebEx for school parents and guardians, even it is useful for the, see, some PDF files are there, you can download, you can share it with your parents. If you are teaching in higher education, you can see even many resources are there, some templates are there, lesson plans are there, and all these resources are there for teacher and student. If you want to take some official training of WebEx, you want to know, you want to learn how it can be used, then you can just go to the community of WebEx. Then you will find there are certain training programs over here. So you can take the training of this WebEx. These are free. You can select the language and you will see the dates and program. The recorded classes or live classes, both are available free of cost. You can use as a teacher. If you want to see the live classes, then the schedule is here. You can just register yourself and you can join yourself. So in this way, WebEx can be useful only not only for the video conferencing, but also it is very useful for the e-learning purpose. So in this way, I have tried to give a demonstration of WebEx meeting app and software, how it can be used for the teaching and learning purpose. So I would like to thanks once again for all the audience for patience hearing, and my also sincere thanks to the NCERT personnel that giving me this opportunity to speak on WebEx meeting on the basis of my experience, and I'm very happy to be a part of this national webinar. Thank you.